Hi everybody, it's Pollo Del Mar, and I'm here to show you my updated foundation highlighting and contouring video. Earlier this year, I underwent a transformation as an entertainer by learning some new techniques from a valued friend of mine, Linacia Sparks from RuPaul's Drag Race Season 5. She showed me a different way to do my foundation, and it completely transformed my look. For those of you who have watched my previous tutorial, we're going to apply some of the same techniques that we used previously, just in a slightly different and or more precise way, and hopefully you'll see how different the outcome is going to be. This is going to include some of the same techniques we've seen in previous videos, covering my eyebrows, for example, and I'll be using the same lips and eyes that I've used previously. It's just going to be about the foundation and contouring. In advance, contouring is done to change the shape of your face. It's the use of lights and dark colors in combination with one another to change the structure of your face, to add jaw lines, to add cheekbones, things of that nature. And I'll be back in just a minute with my eyebrows covered to start that process with you. First of all, I'm going to show you some of the things that we're going to need for this project. Some makeup sponges. I have about 3, maybe 4 of them, one for each of the different colors I'm going to use. And then I'm going to be using these Krylon foundation TV pan sticks. This is a 7W. This is a dark foundation. This is going to be for most of my face. This is a 2W. This is my highlight color, which is going to go in my T-zone here, here, down here, up here, and a little bit here. And then this is the actual contouring color itself. This is a 007. It's very dark. It's almost like a chocolate pudding color. This is the 7W. This is my general foundation color. What I'm going to do, I'm going to come from my collarbone all the way up to right about here. I'm going to leave, and then I'm going to come up around the sides up to here, and then I will use one of these sponges and I'm going to blend it down, and I'm going to fill all this in with this dark color. Ideally at home, you will watch this video all the way through once and then go back and do it step by step with me. I'm going to put this in fast forward, and let's get to work. I'm going to use the same color along the sides of my nose and across this whole portion. We're going to leave from here to here blank. Okay? Now we have our highlight color. This is a color that should be significantly lighter than your foundation color, but still in the same basic color family. I start here, under here, this area of my upper lip, and then on my chin. This is called the T-zone. This will also be the foundation color that I use around my eyes. I'm going to apply it using a different sponge. I'll blend that out, blend it down, and let's go. Just a simple flat brush. And I'm going to go down the bridge of my nose to about 3/4 of the way. I'm also going to, you'll see, outline in the shape in my eyes. I'm going to come along just to make these very defined lines. It looks a little bit messy, doesn't it? But that's why we're going to take that original brown that we used, and I'm going to come along the 2 areas where they meet and pat it vigorously, and this is going to blend the 2 colors together. All right, so I'm going to do it, you do it. Utilizing this very dark color, we're going to begin actually contouring our face. As I said, contouring is reshaping our face, and as you can see, I have a pretty square jaw, which is not very feminine, and we're going to try to reshape that using powders and colors and these creams of our foundation to alter my facial structure, visually at least. I now have this angled brush It is relatively inexpensive. It's from an art supply store. I'm going to apply this brown. What you're going to see is you're going to see some really harsh lines happening on my face, because some of those we want, and some of them blend away when we're done, and some of them get buffed out a little bit with color, with powder later on. So I'm going to take this angled brush, and I'm going to connect my eyebrow from the edge here down to my nose, and then I'm going to run a very light line of this dark brown along the edge. I'm going to color in this nostril, and around the bottom. I'm going to put a slight line across, and then I'm going to come back up, and I'm going to attach this side. Make sure that you apply the lines lightly. This is whatever color you're using is the darkest color you've got. Can you see how I've created a line down? There should be a slightly lighter area on the end of your nose here, at least to create the look I'm doing. I'm replicating a look very similar to Roxy Andrews from RuPaul's Drag Race, and she gives herself like a nice little button nose, and I occasionally will do the same. I really like the way it looks in pictures. Even though I personally have a nice nose, this is a great way if you've got a crooked nose or a nose that you don't like or whatever. You can restructure your nose just by, if your nose goes this way, you can just kind of make a line that's a little bit straighter, and in photographs, and voila, your nose looks a little bit different. I won't say better, because I'm not judging your nose, but it'll look different. And this is where I'm going to add quite a lot of this dark color. I'm going to dip into it, and then I'm going to go along this part of my eyebrow. I'm going to pull a dark piece up at an angle here, along where my wig line will be, and back down, and I'm going to come into here at the same angle. Our wig, if we're wearing a lace front or other wig, will lay against it, and it'll blend the hairline a little more easily. Take that original foundation brown that we used on here and just come around it. I have a wide square face, and I want to make it look narrower and more V-shaped. So I'm going to take this dark contour, and I'm going to apply it. I'm going to bring it out a little bit so that visually my face will look narrower. And then to make this look narrower, I'm going to put the dark color from here, about here, all the way back even onto my ears. And then I'm going to bring it down, and I'm going to create a new jawline. When I get to this part, I'm going to stop a little bit. But the brown should come, when you're bringing it down, I want you to also bring it down a little bit under your chin, just a little bit. And now I've drawn this dark area around the bottom of my chin. Most of you at home probably won't need to do this. However, if you've got a square jaw and you want to reshape your face, you can. Or maybe you want to create the illusion that your face is in a different shape. You can do that. You can make cheekbones look more pronounced. You can make the jawline look recessed. You can all kinds of things. And you can play with colors and contouring to learn how to do those things. But I'm just showing you the basics of how I do mine. Now, you saw me come in and add some more color here because I want the lightness to come all the way under my chin. And then I'm going to take the dark on the sponge, and I'm going to apply a pretty blunt line to really create a chin. Now we've got all this dark, some of the light. I want to clean this area up right here. I want it to be very stark. So this is my 2W. Perfect. I'm using a translucent powder. And I'm going to come along and I'm going to pretty generously add this under my eyes. I'm about to show you how I get cheekbones, rounded cheekbones. And the trick is this. I'm using a paper plate, but you can use anything. And I've cut it to look like a moon. I'm going to load up this sponge with my dark contour color. I'm going to take my half moon, because I like to line it up kind of like this, from the edge of my mouth over into this area here. So, and then I'm going to press along the edge of it. And as I do, I press and pat upward, which is going to create a very defined line. See it? So, by the way, this trick is called carding. If there's any mess underneath, we just take that brown color that was our foundation, or whatever our primary foundation is. You can dab that away, and it looks great. And then I'm going to take the same primary foundation color, and I'm going to blend, patting vigorously again. Talk about sloppy. You can come back in now with that light color. With our primary colors in terms of foundation on our face already done, this is where we get to start using powders. For this area around all the dark, the hairline, the cheekbone, and down under here, I'm going to start with a very dark brown powder. So I'm going to show you. This is a Krylon. You can see how dark that is. This color is actually called SE2. I often use a color called Congo from them. My, how dark it is, right? Use this bronzed tan color. This is a Marron color. They're the true match colors like this also work great. But I'm just going to use this to kind of set this area of my neck. I'm going to use this color, which is a magenta. This is a very bright pink. Looks a bit much, right? Now I'm coming in with a salmon color, or almost an orange. If you come right along the top of the pink now with the salmon, or orange color, and then using this very fluffy brush, I'm going to kind of just blend them together like this. And one of the things that really does help in the blending process is if you come back in with a translucent powder. See how blending the, buffing the translucent along the top of the orange has really toned it down. And I just realized that I haven't even powdered all the rest of my face. We have to set all this too, so hold, here we go. This is my foundation. Of course, I am going to do my eyes, lips, and I'll be back in just a little bit to show you guys the final product. Hi everybody, I'm back, and this is the final product. As you can see, all my foundation is done, my contouring. Sometimes you'll have to come in along the hairline with the darkest color that we have, and really darken that in, because I hate to break the illusion of lifting up my wig, but literally you just sat with me for 20 minutes. Darken it up. See how when it's darker, the hairline into the wig blends a little bit better. If you want to know how I done my eyes, I've got tutorials on that. If you want to know how I did my glittered lips, check those out on another tutorial. And of course, if you want to find out how I contoured my cleavage, I have a video on that as well. Meanwhile, I hope you've learned something with me today. And if you have, please subscribe. I think it's right down below. You can just subscribe right there. And leave a thumbs up and a comment all below. Okay? Meanwhile, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and like me on Facebook. All of that information is below for you guys. Until next time, my name is Pollo Del Mar. I'll see you guys soon.